Welcome everyone to the Quit Stalling Geekcast. I am your host, I am Herald Silvestre, and it is time for that weekly Sunday afternoon treat that you so ever anxiously wait for throughout every single year, month, day. It's that little geek and pop culture show that you find on Twitch, Spotify, and everywhere else you can get podcasts. I am Herald Silvestre, and this is the Quit Stalling Media Studios studio. This is your favorite show. Welcoming you are the other co-hosts. Today we've got we're missing a sensei or two, but it's all about the Juancho. How you doing, Juancho? It's good to see you. No. That's right.
Our other co-host, James. How are you doing, man?
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm doing great. It's good to be back. I mean, it's been a while since I've been on the show. I remember being on the show when we had all the letters, everything before an actual number was on the, before episode 0. So seeing where everything is, before the show had started, we were talking about that 100th episode. And it was great to see how everything has progressed, where you guys are at now, and being able to kind of just slot back in and being able to, just come back like a warm welcome, rather to say anything. I mean, it's great. I'm happy to be here. Couldn't think of a better way to spend my Sunday.
Oh, it's good to see you, James. We've missed you so much. And some people, Juancho, I don't know what happened to your mic, but people couldn't hear you at the start of your when I threw it to you. Yeah,
mic test?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, can the folks in the chat hear him now?
My intro, I thought was so smooth too. To James.
That was the most energetic you've been.
It was smooth. Yeah. It was smooth. It was very smooth. I appreciate it.
It was buttery.
You hyped me up.
It was good. It was really good.
But chat, let me know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can we hear Juancho now, chat? Again, it's good to see Juancho. It's good to see James. No Derek today because he's out in the middle of no man's land. He's amongst the COVID people. I don't know why he went out, Juancho. I'm afraid for him.
That was kind of mean, by the way, Harold. He's not 1 or 2 cents. He's 1 cent. Okay.
Oh, okay. He's no Tucho. James, I don't know if you know this. All right. But in Juancho's batch, again, for the people who aren't aware, me, James, Juancho, at different times during college, in the mid-teens of the 2000s, no, also in the aughts, right? Also in the aughts, we were part of the same college radio station, but never at the same time. And during Juancho's batch, James, there were 2 Juanchos. So, you got to get your DJ name, and unfortunately, the other Juancho was named Tucho. Dude, could you see the favoritism being thrown out from the get-go? They named the other guy Tucho.
Well, I mean, there can only be one.
I literally changed my Twitter handle in Green Giant. Then I was like, the one and only.
Oh!
Something like that.
Awful.
I changed it back though because I thought it was mean again.
Often imitated, never replicated.
Anyway, a lot of people on the chat. What's up, Kevin, Francis? Derek is also in the chat. He's what's up, Derek?
What's good, Derek? I'm taking your spot. No, I'm kidding.
He's saying he's here if we want him to join on audio. Could you try, Derek? Could you try coming in on audio? Let's see. We'll try and make it work, man. All right, try and hop in, and we'll figure it out. If it doesn't work, then at least you're in the chat. But if it does, great, super good, because we're talking about Umbrella Academy today. Talking about the Umbrella Academy today, along with the Avatar news that dropped on us 2 days ago, I think, and. We also got a little bit of Mandalorian because we have James on. We want to take advantage of his Star Wars knowledge and his insight. What I talked about during my stream a couple of hours ago was James is one of those few people that I know personally that has actually also explored the EU back when it was canon. So.
Oh, really?
Yes. Me and James have spent many an hour going through Wikipedia back when it was known as Wikipedia. So,
Yep. Good times.
Yeah,
oh, man,
yeah.
I'm kind of excited then. I know I'm not as knowledgeable in EU canon, but man, the Yu Zhang Vong is like literally that could have been added to the little canon right now. That's what I.
You hit James in the pleasure spot right there. You just hit him in the pleasure spot.
just Yu Zhang Vong.
Oh gosh, wait. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I was talking about, baby. All right. So, speaking of things we've been talking about, what have you guys been up to since I last spoke with you? And James, we've got a longer tail of the tape with you, so I'm gonna save you for last. And we're gonna give Derek some time to come on. So, Juancho, man, what have you been up to since the last time we spoke? And of course, everyone in the chat, let us know what you guys have been up to. You know, we're interested. Juancho, kick us off, man. What have you been doing?
A lot of packing. Like literally, I get out of work. And I try and message Derek, hey Derek, I'm pretty stressed out. I want to take a break. Let's play something. But sometimes he doesn't reply, so I go straight to packing and then playing something at 9. That's been my schedule, but I'm almost done. I'm coming home in a couple of days, pretty hyped. That's what I've been playing. I finally won Fall Guys one time. I have a crown.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Playing a little Overwatch, and I tried out the new Avengers game. Hype.
Dude, it's so fun. It's so fun. I was playing some of that Avengers game earlier on stream. I played some Fall Guys yesterday. James, have you seen Fall Guys? It's a new PC game. It's very casual friendly. It's also super addictive.
Oh shit! I should not. I should not.
We might play a couple of games after the show. A couple.
Oh yeah.
I'm on a Mac. How's that going to impact me?
Not at all, actually. You could watch the stream in the after show, see if it's something you might want to dabble into, but no pressure. Zero pressure. All right.
No pressure. We'll see you there, but no pressure. But you better be there.
We will still love you no matter what. All right.
But less if you're not there.
It's like those friends that are like, oh man, I couldn't make it, and I know they're gonna talk about me since I didn't make it. Speaking of friends that can't make it, Derek, we sent an invite to the Zoom on Facebook, so check that out, buddy. That's how you can get on the call. The usual way.
But yeah, other than that, yeah. Oh no, yeah, I saw the chat. Yeah, Francis, I'm going home. That's why I'm going to win the bet. I'm going to meet you first, Francis. No way. So Derek is, and then I noticed too in the chat, Miko P doing the Juancho fist bump. How do you do that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a special way to be able to mirror the emote. But yeah, Juancho has never met Francis, James, and they're finally going to converge. And there's a little bet going on between me and Francis, and between Juancho and Derek on who gets to meet Francis first. Because Juancho was home a year or so ago and had the opportunity to meet Francis, and he didn't take the chance. So we're
I literally spent all my time with my kid, okay? So this time I'm coming home for 6 months. I want to meet Francis. I want to meet Francis. I want to meet the rest. Jeez. I mean, I'm excited to see the rest of the QS
I don't have a kid.
You have Bandit.
I do. I have little Bandit. I do. I have my Bandit.
James's cats. It's Fur Daddy. I'm already loving the energy of the show today. Hopefully Derek can make it on.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, before we get to James, because I know, he probably has a lot to say. How have you been, Harold? Since I don't know, when did I talk to you?
You're so sweet. I've been doing okay. All right, I've been enjoying myself. Still in lockdown as the rest of Manila is. I've been finding ways to keep myself entertained. I've been hustling and bustling at work, but also, I've been I don't know why I'm pointing here. I just realized it's not here. I've been playing some Avengers.
Number one.
Number one. I've been playing some Marvel's Avengers, and it's been really fun. If you guys saw the stream earlier, I don't know why James went to the side. Oh, it's because Sensei is here. Derek, are you here? Derek, can you hear us?
You guys hear me?
Yes! Oh my gosh, we can hear Derek.
Oh, My lord.
Oh, Derek, it's good to hear you, man.
Tough weekend. Tough
I'm
weekend.
Yeah,
There we go.
a little more tough when Juancho was talking smack about me.
Defending
No,
your
it's-
honor, sir. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's not-
there's
you're-
only
you're
one
right,
Derek.
You're right.
How there's only one Derek? There's only one
not-
direction. You know?
Oh, I like that.
Direct.
It's not too bad. I know. I'm happy to be doing this because this is a good slice always. So it's good. And it's even awesome to have James. What's up, James? Man, I haven't talked to you in so long time, man.
It's been ages, man. Good to hear your
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. This is good topics today too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about Umbrella Academy in just a little bit. Why did that happen? Oh,
That's fine. I like that.
all right. We'll use this photo of Derek. That's a picture of Derek, Juancho, and their son Aiden.
Actually,
that's
fun
my
fact,
page.
that's actually Harold in my arms.
Oh man, it's good to have you on, Derek. We were afraid that we would not be seeing you today, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we could hear your voice because we've got
I'm
an
in my
action-packed
car
day.
right now, like next to my hotel lobby, like just smooching their internet.
There you
wow.
go.
The
There you go.
effort.
Make it
The
work.
effort. Wow.
I didn't quit stalling, I got right on it.
There
So
you
what-
go.
There you go.
That's my boy. So Derek, I kind of preempted this earlier, but what have you been up to since since you're a little late? We want to know why are you late?
All right.
You know, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. So, as you and Juancho kind of know, so basically my mom is planning to move, which me and my wife are currently staying there due to her hospital situation that happened last year. But so they were moving and we kind of needed a place to stay, and she was kind of like, "Hey, let's just go over here." It's called Ocean Shores, and she was like, "Let's just kind of go over here since this is where we're planning to move. We can kind of stay and hang out on the beach. Shouldn't be too many people." So we thought,
Yeah.
but yeah, we just been here. It's just we've had the worst luck. Our hotel looked so good on pictures. You got here, it's just crap. We have there's no outlets in the room, and no AC.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it's pretty hot. I mean, it's not too bad. We're by the beach. But if the beach wasn't here, it'd probably be a pretty horrible trip. But I mean, yeah, other than like I said, I'm literally sitting next to the lobby because this is the only spot where Wi-Fi is at. That's how bad it is. And
Oh man.
there's a lot of people here. It's crazy. And they were saying that the news was I guess this beach is usually popular, but broke records today. Out of all the weekends, had to be today,
What?
right?
Well,
yeah,
it's a sunny day.
Yeah,
And
no, I
it's
can
pretty
see
hot, so it makes
a
sense.
good 1,000 people on the beach for sure. Like I saw earlier.
Yikes.
And we were freaked out because yesterday there was no one, but now that it's Saturday, it was just we were I drove here. I was like, okay, let's just go back. I don't want to be around all these people right now.
Yeah,
So,
man, that's
yeah.
scary. So for those of you listening to the podcast in the future, we are still in COVID times right now, so it's not ideal
Yes.
to be
Yes.
unmasked at the beach where you could
I
spread
know,
all.
right? That sounds so good. Yeah, I went to the beach, thousands of people. Dude, why didn't you stay there? Well, there's a pandemic going on, you guys. That's
Yeah. Oh, James, I think you're muted.
There we go.
There
No,
we go. You were saying?
I was saying, don't take away my freedoms. You're not going to make me wear a mask. Not happening.
Oh my
Not
god!
hap- I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I have
That's
my rights.
ridiculous. I have,
I
my
have
rights. I have.
I have a
All
note
these
from my
parents.
I
lawyer.
think James' audio cut out a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
I have a
There's
lawyer's
a lot of people
note.
here though that I to be honest, I saw more than 10 people wearing masks out of those 1,000 people on the beach today. So
That's crazy.
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's
As long as
nuts.
there are no 5G towers there, you're fine. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
oh! You guys should have seen what we did. I'll jump into the 5G bit in a second. Oh my god.
Ooh, okay.
When I go to my updates, it was funny.
I like that. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty all right. I was kind of bummed. I really, really wanted to play Avengers this weekend, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have one day to play tomorrow, and then hopefully next weekend, we're gonna get that going. But man,
Don't worry, it's only
sucks. But-
amazing. Don't worry about it. It's just
Yeah,
amazing.
I imagined. It's probably- oh god, I've been seeing a lot of videos. But I'm happy to be here now, and way to end the night.
Yeah, definitely, man. We're glad to have
Oh, yeah.
you on the show. We're glad you made it.
Thanks, guys.
We'll throw it to James, man. James, it's been
Oh,
too long since I last saw you in person, and even longer since you came on the show. So what have you been up to, buddy?
oh man, quite a lot to say the least. I mean, I'm back full time in the Philippines now. I got back officially sometime last year. It was around 2019, and then I was bouncing back and forth between a couple of different things. I was in recruitment. I was back in doing some headhunting. Now I'm actually focused on. I was working with a management consultancy that I was part of, Hawk Medical, or Hawk Group. Now we're doing Hawk Medical. We're focused on PPE, which is great. So we're providing different PPE projects or products rather to the U.S. Here to the Philippines. We have a lot of access to keeping prices low on that. One thing that, because I'm running the marketing for all of this, right? And just to go back on that 5G point, what we did is, I'm sure you guys have heard that conspiracy that you can get COVID through 5G, right? And so, people are thinking that. It's crazy. So we put out an advert recently that was saying, well, we can't do anything about the 5G waves, but for everything else, we got you covered. You know, just wear a mask, a sanitizer, and everything. So I mean, that's to be honest, I've been working quite a bit. That's trying to stay busy. I'm doing voiceovers again now, so I actually
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm doing voiceovers for a YouTube channel. It's called. Can I plug it here? Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay. It's called Are You Ready? So it covers a lot of financial tips and news rather. So it's an interesting channel. I'm also looking to do more voiceover work. If anybody's hearing this voice and you want to hire me for something, just shamelessly throwing myself out there. Other than that, I mean, I know it's been a while and I wish there were more updates, but it's just been keeping my head low. You know, lockdown's been both, you know, good and bad for me, I would say. Good in the sense that I've had time to kind of reflect. Bad in the sense that I need to get out. I need to not necessarily just go out, but just kind of get out of the house a little bit. Because it's like I think I get stuck creatively. I get into, I guess, a little bit of a pattern, and sometimes that pattern can be a bad pattern. Or bad habits start to creep up. So I like to, you know, take a walk, even if I got to wear my mask, you know, just try to change it up. I like working in coffee shops. I like working, you know, sometimes going to the office or an office. And yeah, that's, I guess, where I'm at now. I'm just trying to be a little bit more active. I've not cut my hair since lockdown, as you can see how crazy long it's gotten, and it's weird.
That's great.
Thank you, sir. I can tie it up. I'm going for the man bun. I'm actually going to be that guy that wears man bun. So that's on the agenda. But yeah, I think that's the brunt of it. My sister is now in Australia. I was planning on going out for my 30th birthday. That was 2 weeks ago. So it didn't happen, obviously, because of COVID. But hopefully I'll be able to come out in 2021. I mean, I'm just surviving lockdown. I think that's the biggest update. Just making sure that you keep yourself engaged, entertained. I was on LinkedIn Learning yesterday, learning about negotiation skills. And you know, just trying to, you know, everyone keeps saying, oh, make sure that you learn something during quarantine. And some people are like, oh, you can't force people to learn, but I think you should. I think you should, just, even if it's a practical skill, if it's a not practical skill, engage yourself. Otherwise, you know, especially for people who are not staying with anybody, if you're on lockdown by yourself, that can get incredibly lonely. I'm fortunate enough to, you know, have my girlfriend with me, but other people don't have that, or they're with their family and they're tired and sick of their family. There's a lot of different components to it. But yeah, that's it. I'm again very glad to be back on the show. Very glad to be talking about the topics that we have. I don't want to ramble too much. I want to get into the meat of the discussion. But again, Harold, thanks for having me back.
Of course, man. You're always welcome on the show, and we're really glad that you're here. You know.
Wait! I didn't see your video. Now, why are you wearing a mask?
Okay, flex, but weird.
I'm sorry. I wanted to show off this little Vader
flexing.
mask. Oh,
That's
we
a
3D
proper
printed.
flex. That is
awesome.
jealous.
That is awesome.
I want one.
Yeah. So this actually just goes over your standard mask, but there's enough space in there for more, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to have a little fun on the Geekcast. Yeah, for a couple of spaces for snacks, you know, like a modern day chipmunk.
100%.
There's enough space in there to force choke somebody. Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, guys, we're super glad you're here because again, you're welcome anytime, man. We always have a fourth chair open most of the time. We've been getting interviews recently. We got Des on, who's also a voiceover actor. She did the voice of Naruto on Animax for a bit.
Oh wow.
And we're looking to get a couple more people as well. So it's gonna be a good time here on the Geekcast real soon because, like you said, everyone's at home, so they have no excuse not to come on.
That's true.
I see that. I see how you casually slipped that one in there. They got no excuse. I'm like, yeah, 100%, no excuse.
They're just like, man, I can't say that I'm abroad today. Like,
God, called me out on that one. Oh, sorry, the signal's horrible. Yeah,
I'm super glad. I'm super glad you're on. Yeah, man. Like, I love the episodes where you're like walking around and you have like someone speaking Spanish in the background and you're like, oh, can I get the check, please? Yeah, like it's good times. Good times. Okay,
good times.
Guys, like James mentioned, we got a whole rack of ribs today. We got a lot of meat for the show, so we're gonna get straight into it. Guys in the chat, let us know what you've been up to. We're still waiting. You know, let us know. Let us know what you've been doing, because right now we can tackle the news. Let's go.
Yes, I see. Good news, everyone!
Good news, everyone. The news is brought to you by Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar. Lachelle, Eris, and Tio have opened their doors to you. Well, you know, they're sending comics your way at home. Derek, hit him with the URL. How can people subscribe to Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar even through this lockdown?
All right, the way you guys can do that is go to leagueofcomics.com, excuse me.
League of Comic Geeks.
Like LEA, excuse me, leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Thank you, Harold. I would, you know what? I think I can try to plug it into the Twitch for you guys. I'll try my best here. But yeah, it's great site, guys. Very user friendly. The main thing is you just want to make sure your store that you choose is Panels Coffee. And they're very quick, guys, and they're very, very passionate about sending things out to you on time, and they're very, very polite. And it's really fun and easy, and it's the best way you want to get comics, and you want the digital copies or you want the hard plastics or the hard hardcover. You know, it's nice. So get on over there and order them comics.
That's right, people. leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Get your subscription if you're in America, and they'll send it your way. Support your local comic book store if you're not on the West Coast. LCSs are the lifeblood of us geeks. They kept us going for the longest time, and it's the least we could do. All right, guys, let's do one bit of news, and let's tackle the Umbrella Academy and a little bit of Star Wars. All right, biggest news, Juancho, of the week hit us a couple of days ago. Tragic as it may be, why don't you tee us off, buddy?
Yeah. So as you guys know, Netflix is working on their adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Pretty hype, but we got very unfortunate news where Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, I'm not entirely sure if I butchered the name yet, they actually left the project, and these are one of the original showrunners on the animated Avatar. So this was tragic news. They each wrote statements on their perspective. I believe Michael wrote a blog post while Brian made an Instagram post,
and a Facebook
vice
post,
versa. Yeah, and yeah, it's tragic news. I'd love to talk about why possibly they've left the project, but at the moment, I think it's also speculation, especially what you see on websites.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Actually, Brian Konietzko, no, Mike DiMartino actually went a little in detail, just a little bit. He gave us in his open letter to the Avatar fans on his social media. So again, you can find this on Facebook or on Instagram. He kind of gave us the broad reason, right? He said that when they were brought onto the project for the live action rendition of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix, that they were promised that they'd be given free reign for their creativity. They would be able to put their vision onto the screen. And since then, decisions have been made, and what apparently we will be getting isn't exactly what they had envisioned, isn't exactly what they had in mind. And that's unfortunate for many reasons that we'll get into in a little bit. But he was saying that, look, things happen, productions are challenging, unforeseen events arise. He's probably referring to COVID as well as the decisions that have been made on Netflix's end. So he's saying that him and Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko are still going to be involved in the Avatar universe because they love the resurgence of The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra and the reception it's been getting through Netflix. But they won't be helming the live action show anymore. And, a lot of fans are befuddled and have had their enthusiasm drained for this project because the last time their vision wasn't followed, we got M. Night Shyamalan's version of The Last Airbender. So with that being said, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Let's start off with James. James, you look like you have a thought or two about this.
I mean, first about the change. I think that when you look at it, and if it is creative or creative decision making, I think that it's very admirable that they decided to take a step back. If they can't, if that's noble. You don't want to make something that you don't believe in completely.
Yes.
So I 100% respect that. Going back to what Juancho was talking about, speculation. One of the things that the speculation that I've heard that I think could actually be very true, because it does sound like Netflix, is they wanted to increase the age of all the characters and add that kind of sexual tension element, which is, they wanted to avoid completely. They wanted to keep Avatar, the original showrunners wanted to keep it kid friendly, so adding that element unnecessarily, if that was the hill that they wanted to die on, then I 100% respect that. I think though that I'm still excited about seeing what's going to happen. It doesn't, just because it's going to be different doesn't mean that it is, it's not the original showrunners that are putting it out there. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a good show. You can have different adaptations. I'm trying to forget M. Night Shyamalan's version as much as possible. I consider that as I don't want to get into it. I don't want to rip apart. I don't want to open that can of worms. But a lot of creative decisions on that film were just bad.
Yes.
And a lot of they didn't. When you have source, and we touched on this a little bit, about how much of an EU fan I am, right? And that was my biggest problem with Star Wars in episodes 7, 8, and 9, is you have so much source material to work with, and you don't use it. And that was, I felt, the same issue with the live action adaptation. And I really hope that that's not what happens for Netflix. That is, even if they age it up a little bit, sure, it'll be a different show, but try to keep as much of the source material as possible. You're gonna have an entertaining show. It may not be what we expected. It may not be what we're used to, but the original audience has grown as well. I mean, kind of like what they did with Korra, right? They made it a little bit more relatable to the older audiences. What they did with Samurai Jack, which I thought was amazing, after they came back and then they made it more relatable for those who really watched it as a kid. You're not fighting robots anymore with oil. You got actual blood in the show. And it was cool how they did that. And if that's what they want to do, great. But that's just me being optimistic about everything. We don't know if it's going to be great, but I've still got high hopes. Fingers crossed. I'm a big Avatar fan. I want to see him succeed.
Legit, and those are sentiments that a lot of people share, right? We want to. all we want is a good product, and we've already seen the proof of concept. We've had 3 seasons of how good Avatar can be. Juancho, what are your thoughts on Konietzko and DiMartino leaving and the impact that it could have?
It's sad. I agree 100% with James. It's just the conspiracy theorist in me is I think there's a little more. You know?
You think it's money? Do you think it's money?
More. I don't know. Not to talk bad about the Avatar creators, but they haven't really been just the cleanest of guys, really. But no, this is speculation. Like you said, this is opinions. But I don't know. It's just Netflix hasn't been the type of studio to really reel in the reins on their creators. You know, it's not. They're not Fox, right? In fact, isn't it like an ongoing joke how Netflix just greenlits everything, and they're just very lax about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of, it's like I kind of have a little, I don't know. I just feel like there's something more.
That's a good point.
That's what. That's why I'm trying not to believe like all the other speculation. But if it is about aging up the characters, if we're just talking about that topic, at first I was like, yeah, I guess that is a bad idea, because heck, we love Avatar so much, but honestly, when has like just remaking something into live action just worked out, right? So maybe we're gonna get a different Avatar universe. As long as it's good, I think
Dragon Ball Z was really good. I don't know what you mean.
You know, I'll definitely watch it either way. Honestly, I think having the Avatar team as teenagers would be a really interesting thing to watch, just because they're right. And heck, one of the most talk about things in the Avatar universe is like shipping. Like, oh, is it like heck, even the show, right? Avatar, Aang and Korra hook up, but you have to remember they're 12. So why are we watching this? Why are we so interested? Oh, sorry, Katara. Yeah, why are we so interested in this? So I guess it kind of makes sense aging it up. I guess so.
Fair point.
I mean, I think we could go for like an hour long in terms of going back and forth with how, part of the appeal of the Avatar is you have these children who are idealistic and manage to change the world through their actions in a world full of, adults who can't seem to get things right. And I think there's something there that they could have maybe wanted to try and preserve. But again, this is all speculation. There is something to be said for that, though. Like, if you age them up, you kind of lose that a little bit. But Derek, what are your thoughts on the showrunners, bailing on this project?
Yeah, I'm glad you went last, because the whole time when you announced it, there was something in both of my eyes, so I had to get it out. Very sad. No, but I completely agree with James as well. It's I respect the fact they step back and from the point that they're not doing the things the way we want to do it, so let's back out of it. But then I also agree with Juancho too. It makes sense. I mean, we mentioned this, God, I want to say almost a year ago, and it is in a way hard to believe that it wasn't all laid out in front of them right away, or at least some sort of plot. And it'd be just kind of weird if they just threw a curveball in the middle and then they were just like, you know what, no, we don't like that, we're out. But I am very sad, but also still excited. And I agree with Juancho as well. And James, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah, I mean, it's the bar is not set very high. Better
for live action.
If you compare it to actual Avatar, the bar is really high.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm not too upset, but I mean, I guess we're really gonna know what happens, I guess, when we watch it. But I mean, it is very sad that you have the main guys out of it. But I'm still hopeful and happy that it's still happening. It would completely suck if it was just completely gone. However. Yeah, I know. I mean, I do agree. It does seem a little fishy, and Netflix has some pretty bad stuff. I mean, to throw it out, Netflix has really
questionable content.
Yeah, exactly. And Netflix also has very good stuff. So, and Juancho, he made a really good point there. It's just like, yeah, I would agree that Netflix kind of gives you the free reins to kind of go ham, and do what you want, and especially
Actually,
Avatar.
yeah.
It's been, everyone's been kind of hyping it up again, and you would think that they would allow, the original ideas to still be present in the live action, but we'll see. But yeah, very, very sad news. I'm reading that. I was like reading the comments like, please be fake, please be fake, please be fake. Nope, it's real. And I was like, damn, that sucks. But yeah, but glad to know that it's still going. Can't wait to see it in live action. So we'll see.
Sorry, before we move forward, I just really want to call out Francis on the. Shout out to Francis on the chat, our fifth chair technically, because he's calling us out. So he's saying that wasn't the case with Extraction. Actually, Netflix has strong-armed the creators to change the ending to be able to cater to a sequel, and had to settle on a compromise. While Netflix is active in greenlighting a lot of new shows, they're also quick to pull the plug on stuff that don't sell. Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole 3-season thing, right? Like, as in right? So
don't insert Daredevil here. Poor Daredevil.
After 3 seasons, they pull it, like, as in even kind of dumb shows. Like, I was watching Santa Clarita Diet. It was one of those light shows you can watch. I kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't. You're not going to bench watch it. You just kind of watch it in the background. Hey, cool. Okay, fair enough. But I liked it. And then after I finished season 3, I was like, wait, what do you mean there's no more? What do you mean they canceled it? I thought it was fun. You had a good cast. It was a fun show to watch. But
and it didn't end, right? They left it open for another season.
Where are the Knights of Serbia? Tell me.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! My God.
But
I need me some
show
more
about
Oliphant.
some lady eating stuff. Knights is.
Hey, Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
It's really good. He's really good at that
show. I haven't watched the show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It's good.
It's
So James has a great point,
but
right?
yeah.
And that's why we were so surprised that the Dragon Prince was renewed for a saga, which has been unheard of with Netflix. So it's ridiculous. And Francis points out again, Netflix has been active in buying a lot of content. And if you notice, a surge of anime on the platform, right? So they're spending a lot. So the expectation is that new shows should be earning by attracting more subscriptions. So
they are getting bigger. That's not a doubt. So it makes sense.
Yeah, and they're trying to stock up, right? Because they're losing certain properties because Disney and all these other companies are starting their own streaming services. So it was actually a smart move to go the anime route. Miko P says, who needs sexual tension in a world where you can bend elements? I would say, Miko P, there's room for both, sir. There's room for both.
I mean,
maybe not
water bending. Humans are made of what, 60% water? So
let's not go with the blood bending.
Yeah, there's some sort of arousal with the bending. It's like an art.
No, for
it's
real.
Like it's it's very like it's soothing and it's therapeutic, and fire is like passionate. It's all
Let
there.
me redirect this lightning right in your. No, I'm kidding. Keep it kid friendly. Keep it kid friendly.
Who's gonna say right in your
that's
cup of
why
coffee
they
to
left.
make it a little zing?
PG-13, guys. I get one.
Yeah, he was gonna say zing it into your coffee, guys. Come on, make it a little spicy, a little zingy. Yeah.
My cabbages.
Can I just say, I'm dying to see Cabbage Corp live. Yeah, I'm dying to see the origins of Cabbage Corp.
Oh yeah.
The show's
he got into some shady stuff. If he got arrested in Korra and then they're like, my Cabbage Corp, like, he was just done. He was done with his cabbage cart getting messed up, so he just started making some back alley trades. He set up he was washing his money in the Earth Kingdom. He definitely had some nefarious actions going on. He was probably funding them on the side.
Dude,
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
Netflix, fund this guy. I want that Breaking Bad Cabbage Man type show.
Dude.
Say my name.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Oh God, I love that.
Oh man, the new Say My Name is My Cabbages.
And then he just uses a cabbage to take out his enemies. He just beats them to death with cabbages.
And leaves like a leaf of just a.
That's his MO, right? He's like,
That's his MO,
they choked on cabbages. It's like sprouting out of the mouth. Like,
Oh my gosh.
He
Okay,
makes the
real
freshest
quick.
blue lettuce now,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is sick. That is awesome.
My
Okay.
cabbages turned into like a tagline. It's like, my cabbages.
My
Just like it pelts you. Pew, pew, pew.
Okay. Before we move on, I would be remiss if I didn't ask each of you a key question before we transfer to a different topic, a different Netflix topic. Another Avatar you guys would want to see, either live action or an animated show. Who would you want to have fleshed out? Be it Kyoshi, Roku, or maybe a specific element instead of a specific avatar. Let's start with Juancho. You
Sorry, I was
already have
like just hella excited. Yeah, just do Kyoshi. If you want murder, that has murder, and if you want that sex appeal, Kyoshi.
Actually,
He's not wrong.
he's not wrong.
not
Like,
wrong.
Netflix.
There you go.
Netflix,
It solves
get on
all
that
your problems.
That
You know?
fits a very typical Netflix show too.
Yeah.
She's a dime. She's a babe. She kills people. She's got fans. Lots of makeup. You can do a tutorial. I mean, it fits everything.
Yeah.
Put some. You can
Oh,
throw.
man.
No. I was gonna get into some controversial stuff. Never mind. I'm gonna keep it. And I don't want people raising in the comments that I'm making. It's 2020. You got to walk on eggshells, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I think people can be a little bit, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You're not, you can say what you want to say, but you also got to realize there's going to be consequences for what you say.
Oh yeah.
And I think those are the two big things. Let people say what they want. Just let them find out the consequences, but don't get offended, and don't get offended for somebody else. I think that is ridiculous. Like the getting offended for somebody else. Like I'm offended for this group, come on. Just let them be offended for them. Like if they're not offended, that's about minor stuff. I'm not going to get into the big political stuff. I'm not going to touch on any of that, because I don't want to get, I don't want my face to be streamed and be like, this guy said that. I'm not going to be that guy. But
White martial artist on Small Time Podcast offended by. No, but that's okay.
But going back
James,
to
man.
it, yeah. So I think they are making a Kyoshi animated though, right? If I
No, they're doing
remember.
books. They're doing a series
books.
of books. Yeah,
Okay, so
and they're
I
getting
would
really
like-
detailed.
I would definitely like to see Kyoshi, but I think the more interesting story to tell would be Roku. I think because that leads right in. That's like a prequel. That's the perfect prequel, right? You start from when he's as a kid to seeing the whole interactions with Sinzin, or Sozin, sorry, and then just
Sozin.
seeing how the war started. There was so much when Zuko was reading through the scrolls, right, and understanding the story of his grandfather. That would be a great story to tell, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's what I would like to see.
I enjoy that too. How about you, Derek? Any Avatar particularly, or
I'm back up with James there. I want to know why. I want to know a deeper meaning or like a big plot twist. Like why did he leave when everyone needed him most? I want like a cool story, like where you feel like, oh, you know what? It makes sense that he left because maybe he had a lover. Maybe he broke the code. I don't know. We don't know.
He didn't
but
leave.
he left.
He died.
I know, but I'm saying maybe like before that.
He separated
maybe there's,
himself.
like,
he separated
I'm
himself
saying maybe
when
there's like a backstory to like why that he was led to that path. Maybe there's like a deeper meaning behind it. And I mean, he left the whole world in chaos. That's pretty interesting to kind of see the build up there. Maybe we could see Cabbage Man in his prime. We can see him like selling cabbages, and he was just he was balling, and then a little side story with the
young teenage Cabbage Man getting his first.
Roku was 100 years ago.
No, I'm getting. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he would not. Have made
I was gonna say
long.
that was way before.
Hold on though. We don't know that Cabbage Man might be a little immortal. You never know.
What if Cabbage Man's like super OP? Like he's super OP, lives forever.
How did he
that healthy? He's
he was
that healthy.
frozen with aang. He just slipped out and no one saw him. He just
is it the same? Wait, is Cabbage Corp? Is that his kid or is that the same Cabbage Man? That's gotta be his kid.
descendant.
It's his kid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be his kid. Now that I think about it, but I like what Derek was saying. Kind of going from when Roku dies on the volcano to how Avatar Aang, and then that's how you tie it in, right? Understand why he ran.
See that.
understanding why, Sozin's original attack that just like decimated the air nomads.
Oh yeah, that's actually
just
something I want to see, like the air
kinda
nomads
just-
against the firebenders. Yeah.
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. Blood, gore. Let's go.
No, and
nomads just got wiped out, man.
like remember, Monkeyatsu was found untouched. Like there were no signs of charring around his body, but there was like a slew of Fire Nation armor around him and bones and skeleton. The theory is he sucked out all the air in that room and just killed all those Fire Nation guys.
Oh,
man.
While killing
thought of
himself.
that. Oh my god.
He did,
So,
what do you call this? What's his name? Zahir? He did like a Zahir move, but on everybody.
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
I
right?
thought that move is just so cool for airbenders to do. I mean, like,
Right?
just that's one thing I liked about Korra is they showed the extent of what an evil bender could do. Like, if you
Yeah.
use
Oh,
power,
yeah.
if you use that power, like in certain applications, like the what's her name, the Ping Mai
Water
or
whip
something
arm.
Lei Mi.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But then like she had no arms, but she used it like that was sick.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
definitely.
cool. That was awesome.
Dang, and the only way you
So-
get that is with a higher rating avatar. So are you saying that we should?
Oh my god. Oh
Get
my
that
God.
blood and gore, What was Korra? I think it was PG-13 at least, right?
Yeah, she was PG-13. She had,
yeah.
absolutely.
Hey,
If they didn't
sorry, before
break
we
into
move
this-
on, I just want to real
No,
quick.
go.
Francis in the chat has great ideas. I swear, Francis is our fifth chair. Might as well just give him space. Yeah, give him space.
Yeah, give him some room.
He-
Give him some
yeah,
room.
yeah. So he says they should do a set of episodes with each episode a different avatar.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
like that.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
it's got to be hour long episodes.
And
Yeah.
enough about Avatar 1. I'm sick of Avatar 1 already. Let's go somewhere else.
Sorry, Juancho.
Oh.
Pew pew
Oh, man.
pew 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 pew.
See, James got it.
Yeah.
Good.
I want to see, I don't have a specific avatar I want to see, but more of I want to see what an Earth Kingdom avatar would look like, because we've
Yeah.
already gotten a good look. So Kyoshi wouldn't be the worst option for me, but I'd want to see the complexities of that kingdom, because it's huge too, right? And I want to spend more time in the Earth Kingdom and see how vast it is. Like if you look at the animation, they made it look like the vast lands of China, because China's enormous. So I kind of want to see how an avatar not just polices the entire world, but a kingdom
Right.
as large as the Earth Kingdom, starting from there. So like I'd want to see that. So yeah, I think the overall consensus between the four of us is let's wait and see in terms of the Last Airbender and its Netflix series. Circle him
Accurate.
back. Yeah,
Accurate.
let's wait and see. Fingers crossed, I guess, is the biggest thing we could say. But yeah, I myself am afraid of what this will bring. Moving on, guys. Let's talk about the Umbrella Academy. I think now is the time to talk about the Umbrella Academy, and let's do it. Let's let me turn this bed music off real quick, guys. We're gonna talk about the Umbrella Academy.
Holy spoiler alert!
And this section of the show is brought to you by GameBite. Check out GameBite Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Me, InstaDZ, the Fury Bot, Micta Guzman, and from time to time, the guy in the chat, Miku P, we talk about video games and all things gaming related. Last week, we had a game journalist, Ram Ronquillo, on the show to talk about what it's like to tackle video games as a profession in the writing capacity and in the reporting capacity. So that's the kind of thing we do. So check it out, Game Bites, 9:30 p.m. Wednesday nights here in Manila, 6:30 a.m. West Coast, California time, baby. Umbrella Academy, guys. I had not seen the series up until last week, and it kept me up at night. It was a page turner of a show. It was very bingeable for me.
Amen.
And let's give our brief thoughts on season 1, and then let's tackle season 2. How about that? How does that sound, guys? Let's give a concise opinion on season 1, and then we'll go a little more detailed in season 2 to finish up the show. How does that sound?
I like it.
All right. So one-liner for me on season 1, aside from it being a bingeable page turner, it's good. You know what hooked me? What absolutely hooked me was in the first few minutes. You get that adorable dance scene between the siblings that are, still with us, and it was so charming. It was absolutely endearing to see them all so relaxed, separately, and you can really tell a lot of their personality from that one dance scene. And I haven't had Tiffany out of my head since then. I think we're alone now. It's just in my head every single day, every other hour. And yeah, I really enjoyed that show. That one scene set the tone for me, and I couldn't stop watching since. How about you guys? Let's go, Derek. Derek, what did you think about season 1?
Man, I'm with you. I started it last week on one day, finished it in that same day. But I wanted more. It was completely bingeable. I got off. I just watched The Boys too, and it kind of had that same vibe. You have a group of people, and it's so good to follow everyone's story. They do such a good job too of giving everyone like apple time. It's like no one is like, you don't feel anyone left out, and oh man, it's really good. That's the whole reason why I watched it in one day. It's just like, man, I can't stop now. I gotta say though, props to whoever's making these title cards for the show. My God, I love those. I love really it's just something in the scene. Oh, there's a title card. And I think there was even, I don't know if it was season 2 or season 1, but I think like an umbrella fell out and one of the characters reacted to it. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. Anyway,
that was like season 1.
I think it was Klaus. I want to say it was Klaus. They were like sitting in the family room, and then umbrella came out, and it was the title card. He was and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I loved it, man. It was really bingeable. I don't have really a lot of things bad to say about it. There's only one thing I thought was obvious, but it wasn't bad at all. I really enjoyed it greatly.
Excellent. How about you, Juancho? Season 1 thoughts?
Well, I watched it when it came out, so it's been a while. But what I remember is just the show is just has so many great hooks. It's a hookable show. I don't know if that's a word. It's just there's just so many things. There's just so many things that can catch you. I'm like, oh my God, Monkey Butler, android mommy, time traveling little lost brother who's been gone forever and came from the apocalypse, Monkey Man. Okay, sure, next episode.
All right.
I just remember wow, so many interesting things, and heck, the plot is simple. It's trying to save the world. I liked it. It was just I was hooked from episode 1.
Agreed. How about you, James?
I'm on the same boat as Juancho. I watched it when it first came out. I did not read any of the graphic novels, so it's been a while. I did watch some of the recaps before jumping into season 2. But I have to 100% agree with Juancho is that it gets you hooked. It's a show that has so many elements to it that it makes it so fun to watch. And I love the diverseness in the cast. When you throw a cast like that together, it's either going to work or it's not, as far as I'm concerned. You got so many different elements. And I think, again, not knowing the source material other than watching the show, which obviously they made some stylistic changes, it was a very good cast of characters that came together and a very good concept. And because of the concept, I think it's stuck. I think it was something that's very, very bingeable. I could understand why you and Derek were able to finish both seasons in like, let's say a day or a weekend. I get that 100% because that was me with season 2 last weekend. I just binge watched the whole season. But it's a very fun show, and it left us in a very that the cliffhangers that it leaves you on, especially season 2. We'll get into it, but season 1 alone, it was a great hook that made you excited. And I wanted to go back to what Derek said. Is Boys season 2 out? Is that out already?
Soon.
No, sorry, I realized that how I said that was wrong. I would say I just got off watching The Boys like 2. I meant like also, yeah. I actually caught that when I said, I was like, okay, I kind of started.
Yeah.
I was like,
The Boys season 2.
I was holding my tongue. I was just like, oh my God, because I also just recently finished The Boys. And, and oh my God, because it's such a gritty version of what off slightly derailed, but it's such a gritty version of what superheroes are in the corporate world. And I, as being someone who's in the corporate world and loving superheroes, I'm just like, that's exactly how it would be. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I am excited for season 2. But my one-liner for season 1 of the Umbrella Academy would be 100% behind what Juancho said. It does get you hooked, and it made you very excited for watching the next episode, and therefore watching season 2. It was very, very entertaining show.
Absolutely. Real quick, The Boys season 2 out September 4, so in a couple of weeks we'll be getting our serving of Homelander and co, and of course the man who played Bones McCoy from Star Trek. I was about to say his name. I'm blanking out all of a sudden. I had a setup for
Bones, that's fine.
Bones. Butcher, yeah. What's his name? Freaking, he has the same last name as a country singer. Frick. Oh, man.
Oh, the actor. Oh.
Yeah. Billy Butcher. The Boys.
Actor. Google. Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. There you go. Similar last name as Keith Urban. Okay. Let's talk about season 2. Let's talk about season 2. Let's dive right into it.
Wait. Before season 1, who was all your favorite? Who was season 1 favorite character?
Ooh, from Umbrella Academy, guys. Season 1 favorites. Okay, I'm gonna start this off as the person who can't pick, because I feel like everyone is flawed enough and also lovable enough that they work best together, which breaks my heart because they kept separating. They kept going off in their own paths, and it annoyed me to no extent, to every extent. Okay, Juancho, James, you guys have a favorite from the first season?
Pogo.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Pogo, Monkey Butler, come on. He's the one who held everyone together, my guy.
Ape strong together. Dude, I won't lie though. He had a really good CGI, dude. Like, oh my god,
really good.
Like,
really
they
good
spent a lot of money. You could tell on Pogo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys see the behind the scenes where it's actually Herb from season 2 who plays Pogo?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's Herb, dude. Oh my god.
Actually from season 1 too. Yeah, the tiny guy who Five sits next to in the office. He's the one who does the CG for the mocap for Pogo.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Cool.
It's really good. Okay, awesome. James, your favorite from season 1?
I would still. My favorite would be number 5. I love the complexity of the character. I love, he was someone who not only would I like his powers, if I was thinking, because that's kind of how I pick sometimes my favorite, is what would I do if I was this person? But at the end of the day, I think 5 just added so much depth to the show, and it was interesting seeing such a young character play such an older character, right? Because when he went back, he was still his older self, but just in a younger body, because he messed up the math on the equation for time travel, and and because he got stuck in that younger body, it was so interesting to see that. And again, with it plays into season 2, where his character is just this kid who is actually the oldest among the group. He's my favorite character, 100%.
Excellent. How about you, Derek?
Yeah, for sure. Season 1, I got to give it to my boy Luther. I really like Luther. Season 1, it's kind of the wholesome, lovable guy. I usually always fall for guys like that. But seriously, I like that, man. He's very humble, but there's something to him too. I think the last, I don't know if it was the last episode or the episode before the season ended, is where I kind of lost my favoritism towards him when he, spoiler alert, locks Vanya up. I kind of didn't agree with that, but he kind of redeemed himself in the second season. But first season for sure, Luther. I just love that kind of big gullible guy when he started dancing, man. I was like, oh man, I love this guy.
It seems so huggable,
Yeah, dude, exactly.
He'll crush you, but yeah.
That's what Vanya thought. Oh man, no, but yeah, that brings up my point from earlier, right? Like, the people who you think like, oh yeah, they're the best, they're adorable, and then you see their flaws. Luther just
Yeah,
wants
man.
to be
Yeah.
a leader so bad that he's trying to
Yeah, I
protect
know.
his siblings that he makes the wrong decision and ends
Yeah.
like he's the cause. You know, we're talking about Vanya's boyfriend being the one that lights the match, who Vanya is, but it was Luther the whole time, man. If he didn't lock up Vanya and just gave her the love that she's been looking for her whole life,
Yeah.
things would have been
Right.
different.
Right.
Luther's fault. So, okay.
You're a little
season
bit
two.
monkey brain there. A little
I
monkey
mean,
Poco
you
was
can
perfect,
blame
though.
the father for that too. It's not Luther alone.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
Cut
That's
the
true.
man some slack.
He was left in space for 4 years, people. 4 years.
And he didn't crack.
All right, let's give our thoughts on season 2. Let's not drag on too long. Let's try and be a little concise here because, you know, I myself have the tendency to ramble on when it comes to specific show. Yeah. So okay, let's go from the opening scene of season 2 where we actually see them all kick butt with their powers unleashed.
Oh, God,
I think
that
that
was
was.
Oh,
I think that was
That
the
was so
coolest
awesome.
part for me. I think that got me like opening with that was genius. Was absolutely genius. Showing us their full potential. You didn't have to show everyone's powers after that. You're satisfied. You're like, okay, let's get to the drama. Let's get to the complexity because my need for seeing them team up was good. You know. As odd as the pace was for me throughout season 2, there were times where I kind of wish they got to the point quicker. I enjoyed myself. I really found the evolution of the relationships really cool. The complexity that being dropped off in different points of history was awesome. And, you know, we got to see different sides to each character. You know, we got to see more of Ben too, which is something I was really hoping for. And then we got dropped off at the end where, you know, we'll get to that later. But, you know, the beginning was great. I really enjoyed the beginning, and the pacing could have been better. Yeah. Who has thoughts on the beginning? Because that scene was so cool.
dude, the beginning, yeah, just the beginning, it showed us that Klaus is probably the strongest member. Just saying, fight me, let's go.
100% agree.
Sober Klaus
Summon
is
an
OP.
army of the dead. Come on, guys. Oh my god.
plus Ben.
I'd fight you on that one. I'm still giving it to 5. I still think 5's the most powerful.
All right.
Yeah.
Geek off it is. Gloves off. Okay.
No.
Excuse me, show your sources.
I would like to think that Vanya's powers seem to outmatch everyone.
According to comic number 3,
I
you
mean-
guys didn't read it. Yeah.
Teleport all you want. You're just gonna teleport into a ghost army, by the way. You know, you might want to watch Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, see what happened to the.
He has a point.
Oh,
You know, James has a point though, because I would say Klaus could use the dead to like haunt 5, but how you gonna bring back a mannequin? You know, it's kind of hard. So we gotta find out his weakness. Right now, we don't really know. But
His weakness is his family. I think that was I think that's a
true.
nice touch too. Now that we bring it up, I think that was a nice touch. Like you think 5 is this heartless guy who has no morals, who's willing to do anything. But you know, in the end, it's really hammered home that he did everything just to get back to his family and
he's
get a
Vin
sense
Diesel of the saga, you know.
oh my god.
Family, it's everything. You know.
I'm gonna give it to you though. A 5 is the best actor in the entire show,
Oh, yeah.
which is surprising for a child actor, right?
Oh God,
Such a
yeah,
good child actor.
The psychosis
Aiden-
part.
What's his name? Aiden Gallagher.
Yeah.
Great
Great
actor.
actor.
Oh my god.
No.
Like compare that to Ong. Oh my god.
There was no movie in Bossing Say, guys.
Yeah, dude. On who? Who the hell are you talking about?
Ong.
Oh my gosh.
What
M. Night
a great.
Okay.
Shamalama, goodness.
And to address, I can hear thousands of nerds 100 years from now who find our podcast and listen to this screaming, yeah, there's a reason why people want Aidan Gallagher to play the son of Bruce Wayne, Damian Wayne, because there's a lot of complexity in that role, and Aidan Gallagher has shown a lot of depth when portraying Five.
Super. 100%.
Yeah.
I can see that. I didn't even know that was 100%.
Yeah, the first time I heard about it, I need that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my.
Definitely.
Oh my.
Oh my. Okay.
Oh my.
I found myself getting annoyed at Diego for wanting to save Kennedy so much. Like every other scene was like, it's JFK, we gotta save JFK. Like a few times.
It's the hero they were really playing up that hero complex, you know.
Yeah, they really were.
That's true. Yeah.
But I loved. Speaking of Diego, I didn't truly understand his powers until the end of season.
Yeah.
2. Like how much extent of the power. Like I was thinking he had like somewhat height. I didn't realize how much of a mastery over metal-ish. You know, it's kind of going to like a younger Magneto kind of thing. You know, like he not obviously not as OP as Magneto, but you know, the fact that he was able to stop all those bullets in that last scene, and that was, and redirect them. Obviously, he couldn't stop them, but still, that was incredible to watch. And Diego's character, I think, got a lot of screen time, obviously, in comparison to the other characters. But I liked him more in season 2 than I did in season 1.
Definitely more complex, right? Definitely there was more to him.
For sure.
Can we take a second to talk about how heartbreaking it was to see him so tough, so ready and poised to tell off the old man, and when he finally gets the chance, dude starts stuttering. I almost cried.
Those stutters actually get me for some reason, dude. It's like I feel so bad. Like, I mean, yeah, I agree with James said too. Season 1, he was a little beezy, for lack of a better word. I just like, god damn this guy. But then, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say some deep about myself right now. When the detective died in season 1 and they played that song, "This Year's Love," dude, that song was like my breakup song. Like when I got broken up, like, dude, that hit me so hard. I'm not even kidding. It was just, dude, she wasn't there a lot. But that hit me hella hard. I was like, man, okay, I'm kind of feeling for Diego a little bit, but yeah, the stutters came too. You're like, damn, dude. It's like like the mom was there to help him, and you can tell it's like he's losing himself a little bit. You're like, oh, damn, that, yeah, for sure. I agree with that. No doubt.
I also felt for him too when he was pushing that. There was no more numbers, you know. We're Team Zero.
Team Zero.
Being number 2 got to him. It got to him. Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Diego definitely one of the top characters this season. Like when he did the bullet thing, I was just like, man, Hobo Neo, let's go.
Yeah, well, they would have been kind of screwed if he wasn't there, you know. And it made me wonder too, because I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of scenes. I'm like, how are they not getting hit? There's like hundreds of people with guns. There's 2 of those guys, not one bullet hitting them. Well, that makes sense. He probably was deflecting them.
It's subconsciously he's doing it, you know.
Yeah, you know,
just the ones that are coming at him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not stormtroopers. What? No.
No lies detected. No lies detected.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I enjoyed it. Again, I really wish they stuck together more, but I get that that's part of their development as a family, as a team, or redevelopment. It's
coming together.
Yeah, it's coming together, right? The scene where, you know, surprisingly, everyone. Let me play this again.
Holy spoiler alert!
If you just joined us, surprisingly, everyone gets shot and killed out of nowhere. You know, just when you thought the plot armor was thicker than Nicki Minaj's. You know, like I was surprised that they all got killed. And of course, eventually they show that there is a way back from that, which was 5, finally getting a little bit of a grip on his time controlling powers. and changing the fate of everyone. I like that. I like the coming together. I always like that with them specifically. You get a lot of family actors portraying family, and you don't get as attached to them. These guys do a good job. Yeah, they do a great job of selling that. Okay, they are better together.
No, yeah. I 100%
Ohana means
agree.
family.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, season 1 wouldn't have worked if we didn't. I firmly believe, season 1 wouldn't have worked if we didn't get these actors specifically.
Ooh.
You know, it's like the story is so out there, and it's so easy to overpower each other in scenes, but they just went. It was very natural. Like you said, they really did feel like family, and despite all these crazy factors, they were able to mush it together into a believable story. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I want to get your thoughts on this, guys. I apparently there's a lot of hate between the Luther Allison romance, and I just want to get your thoughts on this. You know, they are step siblings, and I found their season 1 dance scene to be adorable, which surprised me that there apparently are people who don't like the.
They got some
fact that
moves. They got some pretty good dance moves.
And it was cute. Yeah, they finally had their moment.
Yeah.
They finally had their moment. Apparently, people don't like the fact that they grew up together. Well, my source would be Barry and Iris were okay in CW. Yeah, in the Flash. I don't see
I guess
why.
my question for you is: they're bothered about that, but you're not bothered about mannequin.
The mannequin.
I mean, I guess fine, makes sense though. He was a little crazy, like I literally right when I saw that, I instantly thought of I Am Legend, dude. I was like, that's Will Smith and the dude in the street. That was like the exact. Well, not exact. Obviously, he was like a chick, but I was like, man, it's like the point you get driven crazy and you think you're alone. You got to have something there that's like this Wilson. But
Tom Hanks and Wilson.
I mean, I guess. I wasn't bothered. It is kind of weird that they grew up together, but you could always use the argument they're not blood, but still. Yeah, very weird growing up together. I mean, I don't know if it's all like.
It depends on where you are in the internet, really, if you know what I mean.
Juancho, are you telling me there are hubs for people like these?
Luther, I'm stuck.
No!
But yes. So very decisive.
I couldn't open this pickle jar, so I need to help me open it. Thanks, Luther.
So it was all right for me, Harold. Just to answer your question, it was okay.
Yeah, I had no qualms with it. I had no qualms with it myself.
Back to the dancing scene.
Yes,
really moved well together. Really very beautiful. Very, very wholesome.
Yep.
I miss James on this show.
It was pretty funny though when he was like, you could tell he was jealous that she was like, or he was like destroyed too when she was married, and then when they met, and then like when they kind of became, and then I thought it was
talk
really,
about
like,
the timing though. Talk about the timing of them to release this season, and then having all of the political side of everything that's happening, right? And then they go through exactly when that came out. Like,
so good.
I mean, you can't plan that, or can you?
I was
Or
surprised.
can you?
Ooh.
Seriously.
Very
I
powerful
see
scene.
theories.
Yeah, I like that because if I remember, because I went on a little bit of a wiki binge after. Allison wasn't even she wasn't even a person of color. She wasn't black in the comics. So the fact that they tackled that in season 2, because they did go back in time, I liked it.
It's like that Jordan Peele film, right? It's like that Jordan Peele film.
I haven't watched that yet.
It was a little uncomfy.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to, but like it's tackling some real life issues, and
like
I
Watchmen.
like that. Yeah, like especially like in Watchmen, people didn't even know what had happened in that. That's that's crazy, But it's interesting to see it visualized. It's one thing to see it visualized on film. It's another to read it, right? And if you see it visualized on film, it becomes a lot more real. And when it becomes real, that's when people actually start doing something about it. and that's where we are in 2020. Everybody's whipping out a camera. Everyone's like, yeah, but then there's also all these deep fakes. So what is real? And I'm gonna stop going into this rabbit hole. I'm starting to spiral a little bit.
No, I agree with what James is saying too. It's like you watch this and you're like, are they 1963 or are they in current day? It's crazy to see like how powerful these scenes were. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And for me, that made me appreciate the show so much more. You know, it obviously wasn't planned. And the scenes were so powerful, and I love the stand that Umbrella took with it, you know. And it was, dude, it was I really liked that a lot actually about season 2. It's almost one of my favorite things.
I thought it was greatly portrayed. Like, it really does makes you think. You know, we should have developed as a society, but this is but
we have some reason we still haven't. So it's good like the conversation is coming up now. You know. Like James said, when it becomes more visual, that's when people act. And thankfully, people have been acting better now. You know, us, we have better platforms to speak on things like this now. Maybe not the Geekcast, but other platforms that make voices heard better, which is great in our modern society. I think if I could digress just a little bit, if I could just sidetrack a little bit, I think that's why COVID is a little more rampant these days, because when someone gets sick with COVID, because when someone gets this virus, you're not allowed to take video of them. You're not supposed to, because one, it's not safe to get that close to someone with COVID. Two, people tend to protect the privacy of people with COVID, especially in the hospital, so you're not allowed to take someone who's had their insides melted by this rabid virus. And that's leading to the fact that people aren't taking it seriously. There are a lot of people who aren't taking this virus seriously, who think that it's okay to be out and about. It's because they haven't seen things like war footage, which is horrifying to see. Someone's leg taken off because of a bullet. You know, there isn't a widespread visual for this pandemic, for this virus, so people are thinking it's okay. You know, so that just speaks to how powerful being able to show the massacre on Watchmen, and people start questioning, like, wait, this was real, figuring out, like, realizing this was real, doing research. You know, a lot of people aren't as informed and are getting informed now. So these platforms that are easily digestible, like pop culture content, really have a space to educate people, and I'm glad that they're taking the chance to, because it can be sketchy, right? We ourselves, we're afraid to talk about stuff like that on a show like this, because it can get pandery, it can get controversial. So when you have the proper platform to do it, it's great that shows like Umbrella Academy are doing so. They're able to tackle this in a palatable way.
100% agree.
It's great. So with that being said, guys, talking a little bit more about the show before we wrap things up. Overall, before we do the rating,
we gotta talk about that ending though.
Yes.
Yep.
We'll get to the ending in a second, but
my lord,
actually, it's tied in. It's tied into it. What were the most memorable? Let's give a memorable thing, and no matter what it was, what is the most memorable thing about the entire season for you? And then we'll tackle the ending.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. So, for me, the most memorable thing about the entire season, aside from the opening fight scene, had to be the frustration of playing with time. There was so much of it in the show that leaves you asking more questions than it answers. That it's frustrating in a way that makes me want to see season 3. It's frustrating in a way that it piques my curiosity more than it turns me off, which is something that can be, if you do something and you overdo it, it's easy to switch off and look for something else, right? But they do it in a way that makes you I want to know what's going on. So that's the thing that stuck out to me the most. It wasn't one specific scene, it was the way they handled time. And frustratingly curiosity piquing. Who wants to go next?
I'll jump in.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I would have to agree with you that probably my tied for my favorite, because that first scene where you get to see everybody using their powers and working as a team, that was just incredibly memorable. But again, just playing off of number 5 being probably my favorite character even into season 2, when he took out all of the board of directors, it just got a taste of how powerful and how deadly efficient number 5 can be. Like just teleporting and mid-swing with an axe, and then all this it was just ruthless. I mean, and again, he's doing it for family, right? He didn't want to do it. It was his last it was his last hope, pretty much, his last opportunity. He didn't want to have to listen to what the handler was saying, and just seeing how he could use his powers just from the teleporting perspective, not even mentioning how he could turn back time in this fraction of seconds rather than going back years. I like that. Like that was what stood out. I would love to see more of number 5 in his prime, like when he was actually part of the commission and like killing people. Like that would be a cool subplot. Like seeing like you see young, you see old. You don't see middle age, right? You don't see or was it because he was old in the
He was old when the
apocalypse?
handler found him.
Yeah, there you go. Never mind. But it would be cool to see.
In his prime, right? And I feel like
Timey
now that you
wimey
bring it
stuff,
up,
you could do anything.
oh, for sure. Now that you bring it up, he was like an R18 version of Nightcrawler. Like if Nightcrawler was unleashed, that's what it would look like.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it was
man.
like a proper scene from X2. Remember when he tried to attack the president?
Yeah.
Like, it would be how it really would have gone down, because he wouldn't have been holding back, right?
Yes.
And he's got that tail that he could stab people with. Come on now, use that more effectively.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It's prehensile. Juancho, Derek, most memorable thing for you guys in season 2?
I can go first. That's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, aside from, it's a close 2, but aside from,
Wait, Derek, you kind of cut out for a second. Could you repeat that?
Oh, I said it's kind of it's a close 2 for me, but I would say, aside from not wondering what Reginald is, my most memorable thing, my most memorable thing was that the other kids, because right from season 1 I was like, okay, there's 43 of these kids, but he only got 7. What are the other kids doing? I want to know what's going on. And you see that here. That was my most memorable thing, because actually the whole time that was in the back of my head, I was like, okay, when are we going to start seeing some other people? Because obviously there's a lot more in the world, and it's just kind of weird that these guys are like, if these are only 7 of the 43, imagine the powers. But obviously that's, it kind of opens up a little bit more in the ending, which we'll get to. But for me, I was really happy to see that I forget her name. I'm scratching her name right now. The
Vanya?
love interest.
Oh,
No.
Leela.
The mirror. Leela. Sorry. I almost said Sheila, but Leela. Yes, thank you, Leela. I was so happy to know that she was like a specific person that was sought out. Like, okay, so now we're getting into the other kids. I was really happy to see that was kind of going into, because kind of going back to what you said, Harold. I agree with the frustration for me too for time travel stuff. It's kind of like, okay, this could get old really fast because things could just happen. You're like, okay, well, 5's just gonna come and rewind time, and it's gonna get fixed. But they do it. They did it very well, and I'm very happy. There's obviously a lot of different things that can, take place. So, but yeah, for sure, the getting to know the other kids a little bit, that was most memorable for me.
Excellent. Juancho, man, how about you?
Okay, mine is, I had to find it real quick just so I get all my facts straight, but just all the Ben and Klaus moments, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All of them, especially when he was possessed, and then he just came out in his body. And it felt so freeing, especially since we're all locked up in COVID, and then he goes outside and he feels the grass and everything. I just thought that was just, oh my god, I want that. I felt like Ben.
Dude, that actor too, by the way, just
the moments were so great. And then one of the last lines was when forget the name of the girl, but she asked for like a quote or advice, and then you know like Klaus has been like quoting song names, but Klaus is more like he knows a lot more songs than Ben because Ben died in the 90s. So he goes he quotes Everybody by the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
I was just like,
bring the flavor and show them how.
Yeah.
I forgot what he says exactly. That I was trying to find the exact quote, but in my head it's like, "Oh my God, we're back again." No, it's I don't know.
Yeah. I actually thought you were gonna say the Ben part when he said to Vanya. I thought that's what you were leading. That part was so touchy, but yeah.
Oh, that too, man. That scene.
Quoting Backstreet Boys trumps everything. In my
Yep. Amen to that.
But yeah, there were so many good scenes.
That's a good moment. That was a good one.
Not like comedic scenes from Klaus saying that Diego looked like Antonio Banderas in the worst possible time to Ben, going before we were ready. Ben was ready, but I wasn't ready to let Ben go yet. It was a great season. It was a great season. Of course, it wasn't without its own flaws, but what's the point of ranting about things we don't like? That's why we have the show. We can talk about things that were good and things that were great about this show. If you guys had to give a rating out of 10 for Umbrella Academy Season 2, and then we'll say if it's worth it or not. Juancho, Derek, James, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Umbrella Academy Season 2?
I'd give it a 8.5.
Ooh.
Maybe. Yeah, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I can't think of I'm trying to, when you said nothing's perfect, I started trying to think what part didn't I like, and I really couldn't think of a thing. So okay. I was must have been really good then. So 8.5.
Excellent. How about you, James?
I was actually I was struggling if it was going to be an 8.5 or a 9, and I have to agree that it is an 8.5. I think that it's definitely worth watching. You should watch season 1 before you get into season 2, so you can understand the complexity of things. But it's definitely a fun show to watch. I'm also trying to rack my brain a little bit to understand what I didn't like. I got more of Vanya, which it gave good character development. It framed Diego much better. I think it framed everyone except for Luther better in this season. It didn't go too deep into Luther, just kind of went on the same kind of premise that he has a thing for Allison. Everyone else got a little bit deeper and we understood them more. So other than that, I would have liked if they completed the 7 and talked a little bit more about Luther, but that's me nitpicking. Other than that, great season.
Excellent. How about you, Derek?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with a 9, just for the fact that I haven't. It's not a lot of shows that can make me watch just back to back all night. There's a lot of shows that I'll watch and it's okay, I'll pick it up in the morning. But I was really intrigued.
Whoa, Derek, are you okay? It sounds like you're calling for backup.
Is that for me?
Was that from you?
That was me.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, it's really quiet where I'm at.
I got worried for a second.
They found me, guys. I gotta go.
I legit got worried because Derek's alone in his car and I hear sirens.
He's alone in the car at night.
Oh my god.
That's all.
Okay, sorry, Derek.
Actually hella quiet. But no, yeah,
I did not mean to cut you off, Derek.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was trying to think too of stuff that I might have not liked, but I can't really think of much. I mean, maybe a little, and I mean very, very little draggy, extremely little, but not even then. It's just, everything is important. So I'm going to give it a 9, a proud 9 umbrellas.
Excellent. And for me, of course, I would have to give it an 8.5 as well. Definitely bingeable, definitely something that will keep you up the second you start watching. And of course, like James said, go from the beginning. It'll take you all the way. It is that good. So 8.5, I think the consensus would be around 8.69, 0.77 recurring. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Yeah,
we'll figure the math out later. But I think it's a good consensus. It's a something we agree on. A must watch. Umbrella Academy from season 1 to season 2. Must watch.
Oh, I was gonna add too. If you guys, I read something which I didn't catch. You guys might have caught it, but the fact that Harlan was twirling that toy, which was a sparrow. So a lot of people think that he's probably on the team, the new team that we hint at seeing.
Oh, okay.
Because how he was in the back seat.
Yeah.
He was like rotating the actual toy, and it was a sparrow, it was a bird.
Yeah,
And,
that's right.
Yeah, and they're thinking that maybe he's in the Sparrow Academy. Maybe it's a hint.
He's in that cube, man. I knew it.
Yeah, that would be the only thing that made sense because he was much younger. I mean, that was in the 60s, right? So he was.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was like he kind of just you see him at Powers like, oh, well, okay, he's kind of like a little episode 7 ending there. Like, the kid with the broom. He's got a little levitation sparrow there. What's he gonna do with that?
Little Star Wars reference there. All right, guys.
I just pray.
Okay. Unfortunately, James, we don't have time to talk about Star Wars because we're pushing an hour and a half. But we will get you back on right before the next season of The Mandalorian because we do have to talk about it. And then we'll get you to talk about The Mandalorian
That's a good excuse for
season
you to
2.
come back.
Hey,
You
fair enough.
come back
fair
now.
enough. That's how you planned it this way, didn't you? You planned it. That was a sneaky conspiracy theory that everyone's going to be talking about.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, guys, we don't have
I'm gonna go back
Star
to my room
Wars.
now. Harold.
Sorry to Matt Damon, we don't have time.
Play the wrap up music. Play the wrap up music. It's okay. It's okay.
And I want to point out that Miku P in the chat earlier said, gotta catch them all. And he's talking about all of the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I like
all
that.
43.
I like that.
Catch him, gotta catch them all. Oh, man. All right, well, on that note, fellas, where's the music? All right, it's time to end the show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We hope you guys have enjoyed our recaps of the Umbrella Academy Season 1 and 2, and, of course, talking about the news, about the Avatar, The Last Airbender Netflix show, getting a little contentious. Just a little bit. We're worried, but we're also curious to see what happens. Thank you to all our most recent followers, like a number 1 Blake, Riff Screamer, Ungeek Colin, shout out to the guys over at Ungeek, Pedestri Ann, Jaman Shetta, Yuyul, I hope I'm saying that right, Macaroni 15, Kada Ogan, who's DZ's sister, Catalina Faya, and Edgy Santos. Thank you guys for all your follows, and we hope you continue to enjoy our stuff. Juancho, Derek, you guys want to read out our subs and our bit cheerers real quick, like super fast, like rapid fire style?
Yeah, I can do the subs. I can actually see the subs I can see them.
All right, excellent. Go for it, buddy.
All right, so at number 1, we got none other than our 5th chair, Francishu. Thank you so much. Followed by Human Panda 22 at number 2. And at number 3, Bimu King of Fu. Following that, we have Miko P, Nerf Diva, Sense of Humor. Who's that guy? Notorious KGM, Ion Hammerstream. Thank you so much. Into DZ, Neo Gear, Zil Fox, Denunci, Wisa Is, Numali, Zeppy Buns, and the Fury Bot. Also, guys, if I didn't mention your name, we appreciate everything you guys do with us. Even if you sub to us way back in the beginning, we really appreciate it, guys. And even if you didn't sub, we really appreciate it. So it means a lot to us. Like we always say, keeps lights on. Let's meet once a week. It's pretty great, and we love you guys. Keep it up. Thank you, guys.
And don't forget, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can subscribe to Quit Stalling or any of your favorite Twitch streamers for free once a month. So, don't forget to give that away. Otherwise, it's wasted money. Thank you to all our bit cheerers. Wancho, can you see these guys, or you want me to? Okay.
I got it. Yeah, thanks to all our bit cheers, top bit cheers. Nerf Diva, Nope Plays, Neo Gear, Elder Jin, Mikhail Roldan, Oris27, Bimo King of Vu, Miko P, If Not Now, Gwen, Mershi, Gamiko, Queh _ InstaDZ, Pimpo Bertrank, T the Gaming, The Real VJ Dado 21, Kebu TV _ Wisais, Curry Server, and Aaron _ Gaming 441. Thanks for every bit, and if I didn't say your name, as long as you tuned in the show, really, just thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Amen.
We appreciate every one of you. You guys are the best. All right, guys, if you want to find out more about Quit Stalling, You can head on over to our social media, Facebook and Twitter at Quit Stalling Us. Find our Instagram stories and Instagram posts at Quit Stalling. Head on over to YouTube, youtube.com/quitstalling, and you'll see that guy's face first. This guy, he gives us a really warm message at the start of episode 100, so check that out. Check out Derek and Juancho's newest show, the Otaku, where they talk about anime and manga. All right, and of course, here on Twitch, twitch.tv/quitstalling, we might play some Fall Guys after this, after we cool down with James on the after show. So stay tuned for that. James, it's been a while since you did this, and your information on the screen will be wrong. So let us know, where can people at home find you when you're not on the Quit Stalling Geekcast?
So when I'm not on the Quit Stalling Geekcast, I'm on LinkedIn. No, just no. You can also check me out on Instagram. It's not this one here. It's this_is_jag. Follow me there for all my updates. Mostly stories, not so much posts anymore. I'm not going out as much. I can't take pictures of food. You guys don't want to see cup noodles every day. But other than that, I hope to be back on the podcast a little bit more. As Herald very accurately pointed out, I'm just at home. I don't really have an excuse. So hopefully you guys will be seeing a lot more of me. But thanks again for having me.
Excellent. The Chosen Juan, where can people find you when you're not on the Quit Stalling Geekcast?
You can find me on Instagram, which is at Juancho Saldana, and my Twitter, which is at Saldana Juancho. I don't really stream, but I like to guest on other people's stream. Hopefully we'll be playing Avengers soon next week, right, Harold? And whatever Derek's doing, really. What about you, Derek? Where can we find the Sensei Humor?
As you all know, you can find me on Twitch, and I do apologize, I haven't streamed. However, tomorrow I plan to possibly stream my last day of Avengers, and hopefully next week with the boys. So that's going to be very interesting, guys. But that's at Sensei Humor, as well as my YouTube and Instagram, which is Sensei Humor, and Twitter, but Sensei Humor with the underscore at the end. And of course, not last and not least, Harold, where can they find you?
You guys can catch me at Herald Plays on Twitter and on Instagram. Check out my stories too, because I have some tales to tell. And Francis in the chat has just reminded me of our very first Christmases Quit Stalling. We had a nice, amazing, giant-sized episode. We had 5 hosts. We had Jay Sanchez. We had James, San Santa Cruz. It was such a fun series of episodes, and we kind of named our fans. James, I don't know if you remember this. We named our fans. San had the Sanatics. Jay had the Janiacs. Gallard had the Gallard Nation. Had the Harkonauts. And I don't think you named yours, James. I think I named yours, and I think I called them the Gooch Patrol. And we have a photo on our Facebook. It's like a Christmas present. And on the tag of the Christmas present, you can see all the names, like the Harkonauts, to the Harkonauts, to the Sanatics, to the Janiacs, and at the very bottom it says, to the Gooch Patrol.
I'll stick with it. I will own that. The Gooch Patrol it is. As I say that, it starts to rain. I'm just like, that's an omen.
Yeah. That's an omen. That's an omen. Well, it is an omen because we are signing off. Who wants Juancho? Since you're on screen, man, why don't you do it for us?
Well, it's sad. Sorry, just so sad to end the show. Great show. Thanks, James, for showing up. Thanks to everyone in the chat. You've been great. Catch us next time. Same bat time, same bat place. Get off your butts and quit stalling.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Toodaloo.